Okay. Yes. We should be live. Okay. Good. Quick test. Mic. Okay. My screen is good. And yes, we should be live and running. Awesome. So, welcome back to another live, guys. My name is Jai, and what we basically do here is we try and analyze the markets, we try and understand what happened in the markets today, and we try and predict what could happen the next day as well, right? So we do this by chart reading, we do this by OI analysis most of the times, and also at times we look at FII, DII data, and we try and at least get a uh, idea on the direction of the market, right? Yes, and GK says audio video clear. That's a that's a go for the live. Then yes, good. So yeah, coming to okay. So one thing we were talking about was the multi-window analysis, right? So here it is. So I've just set it up quickly, and I thought, okay, why not do today's market analysis in terms of multi-window itself, right? So this is a feature you can check under analysis. You have multi-layout analysis or multi-window analysis through which you can basically do such things, right? So you can add your own screens on what data you look at and trade, right? So yes. So coming to Nifty today, Nifty was again all over the place, right? And I think towards the end we saw a good. Yes, let me just reduce the size, or let me just increase the size here. Give me 1 second. Yes. So yes, I had drawn a big trend line here, which was completely which was going bottom ways, right? So this was one particular part where it crossed not only 18,700 level but also uh, outside the trend line, which gave a small bullish end to the market during the end, right? So this is one particular place I was keeping an eye at, and we saw at morning 18,738, 740 was around a range where market was not able to break out of, right? So we saw, yes, let me just come here, increase the size, and yes. So yeah, as we saw the market opening again, it took support from around 18,677, which we almost saw throughout the market, right? And also one thing I want you to keep in mind is whenever I draw a line, it's usually not that particular level, but it's a range, right? So I will be drawing rectangles, adding rectangles more soon. So this is the tool for it. I would be adding rectangles here, right? So usually it's a range through which market usually takes support from or takes resistance from, right? It's never one specific point, right? So that's one thing I want you to keep in mind of. But yes, we saw this rejection happening in the morning first candle itself at around at 9:20, and we saw 18,740 not being broken out of, right? So for almost 15 minutes we saw that level being touched but not broken out at all, right? And during that moment itself, the trend line, if it would have been broken, the market would have been much more bullish for the day, right? So again, as we see here, 18,677 was not broken at all, which gave a good sign that okay, market isn't completely bearish yet, or else it would have broken and we would have headed much more lower, right? And in terms of OI also, yeah, so this is one good thing about usually we usually look at the charts and go to the OI, but yes, now we can directly see it, right? So change in OI wise, we see almost a similar addition, but in the call sides, we see it a little more far out of the money addition, right? So around 18,950, we see 16 lakh addition, 18,900 and 18,850, we see a lot more addition, which is a little more further away, right? The closest was 18,750, which saw an increase of 17 lakhs in OI, right? So, but if you look at it in terms of the put side, there's an increase a little more closer to the ATM, which shows a little more bullish perspective to it, right? So, in today's at least we saw a little more rise in the bullish because overall terms market was a little more bearish, right? So coming to the June expiry, which we see here, we see 18,800 to be very strong, right? And in having an OI of around 1.5 crore, which is again a very strong level, 18,800, which should be marked here, right? So if you see it here, this is the level we marked at. So I'm assuming the next few days to range around 18,700 to 18,800, right? We should not go below this level, is something I'm looking at least. That is one thing. But in terms of addition at the 18,800 level, we see a very small right raise, right? So yes, GKC is not expecting a down move, carried shorted ATM puts. Yes, exactly, right. So again, looking at it, at least in terms of the OI change and the way OI also has been um, increased, it's increased more, at least on the call side it's increased very out of the money, whereas on the put side it's increased a little more closer to ATM, right? Which shows a little more further move towards 18,800 is one side to it, right? So yes, overall market again, PCR zero point 0.8, again it doesn't show completely bullish, but sideways to bullish is what the market looks, at least in sense of Nifty, right? So that is something we can expect for the June expiry. We should be seeing it at this range, but if it does break below 18,700 and then 670, we should be headed a lot more lower, right? So that would be the outlook for Nifty, especially. But then, yes, coming quickly to Bank Nifty, I shall change it. Damn it. Yes. So Bank Nifty, June futures. Let me just put it there. So Bank Nifty, at least very sideways, right? If we looked at it in terms of open interest, let me just change it to Bank Nifty. And yes, I think this multi-window analysis is a little more convenient, because I think uh, it is more understandable, right? Even though we were continuously shifting screens and understanding, now we can literally directly draw directly on the charts through directly looking at OI or anything, right? So this is one good thing, at least on multi-window, which is helping not only in analysis. I feel in real-time trading also this would help a lot. So yes, make sure you check it out also. It is under analysis right here. Yes, coming back to Bank Nifty, very boring, right? I was looking at the charts, I was expecting moves, but then I literally did not see anything, right? So for those of you who were trading today, who stayed off out of the market, it still is a win, right? Even the days you don't trade, at least if you're Nifty buyer and if you did not trade in Bank Nifty today, it is still a good day, right? You don't have to look at it as a bad day at all. But yes, coming to Bank Nifty, let me know your thoughts as well. Uh, Yes, GK, this is something I've also noticed right now. Multi-window seems to be a very nice feature. So yes, this is again, we have rolled it out recently, and this is not only the layout, we have more layouts very similarly, right? So yes, coming to the Bank Nifty, right? We see a huge, so a little more difference on the OI side, right? You look at it here, we see a huge increase in total calls than total pulls, right? Which shows us a little more bearish sentiment, right? And if you look at the way market has moved today as well, completely sideways from morning to evening, right? The overall Nifty, again, we have been seeing this range for a couple of days, which is again not a huge change in it. We are seeing 44,000 level to 43,500, right? In between it is how it is playing. And I think during the beginning of the month, we saw the range between 44,500 to 44,000, right? So these are the ranges. Bank Nifty, again, it isn't trending, right? There is no at least a huge trending market where we see it either go completely upwards and we have a good amount of buys in order to make money, or sells if it is going completely downwards, right? So that is something I'm seeing in a very sideways sense. Overall still looks sideways zero point 0.8, which does not completely tell you the whole story, right? In terms of only today, we see a little more increase in the call side. that is a sign of bearishness towards it. But again, right? So we will see in the coming days how it would turn out, right? So overall, market sentiment, I am still sideways, but coming towards the month expiry, it might end up being a boring expiry, right? So, but again, you cannot 100% predict it. We shall see what happens in the coming days of the market, and I think 3 more days to expiry, and we shall see how market changes in these 2 days itself, right? So yes, thank you so much for joining in. This was the analysis for today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video so that we bring in more such. More such videos. Yes, I was just reading GK's comment. GK says BNF though looks bullish on daily and hourly time frame, creating a good base near 550, 600 levels. Your view? 550, yes, that is for sure, GK. So that is, I think, one level we have been uh, seeing, right? So this is a level which we have created from a long time, right? If I just reduce the screen, you see from 43,500 level to 43,450, 350 is a good range where market has continuously being taking support, right? Even if you look more backwards, so that is from where we have drawn a level, right? And it should continue to take support from this level. We know a change in direction in Bank Nifty would be completely clear in the downwards trend if it breaks out of this specific range, right? So that is my view, because we have drawn this in terms of a lot of back charting, right? So from a lot of levels, we have seen this is the particular level it is continuously taking support from, and it should, right? So only if it does break out of this, we can see a change in trend in Bank Nifty and look at it in a much more bearish manner, right? So yes, that is a good zone for uh, BNF at least, right? So that is a good base, as you said. That is a good view, GK. So yes, again, thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you for being interactive. I love doing these sections because a lot of traders come in, a lot of views. So again, I love that traders come and put in your views as well. And yeah, we shall continue doing it this way, right? So thank you so much for joining in. Quick disclaimer, this is completely for educational purposes. We do not provide any calls or tips. And before you do take any trades, make sure you consult your financial advisor. So yes, thank you. And we shall join in tomorrow to see what happens in the market.